Hi, I'm Randy. Can we talk money for a couple of seconds here? I mean, times have been pretty tough over the last 6 months, especially, and we're always told to build emergency funds. But if you live in paycheck to paycheck or whatever, not easy. So we want to come up with some ways to save you some money and give you some different ideas. Got Aaron on the line from Fagan Associates. What can you help us with here, Aaron?
Yeah, as you said, Randy, I think 75 to 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. There's a lot of things that everyone tells you to do. Have an emergency fund of 6 months. Save and max out your 401k, but a lot of people just can't do that. They just don't make enough money, or they have things come up, children, expensive bills that came up. I just popped my tire. That was $220. Like, it's much easier to say, hey, have an emergency fund, and if you don't, it's your own fault. But most Americans can't afford to put 6 months of savings away like an emergency fund is supposed to have.
I never thought we'd see anything like the last 6 months, but so do you have any suggestions on how we can start building that?
I think that with the ease of opening an account online now, what I recommend for people to do, even if, we have a lot of clients call and ask the same thing about their kids who are 19, 20, who are about to graduate from college, I think just setting up, a Roth IRA or IRA is important. What we do for people is we can set up an IRA for someone, and even if they're just saving $10 a week or $25 a month, just the process of having a direct deposit into a 401k or into a Roth IRA or IRA, it kind of gets the ball rolling. I think like getting into good habits like those are the first and most important things, especially at a younger age. If you just get in the habit of saving, and you put your money in the stock market, it'll take you where you want to go. But saving is the most important thing.
You mentioned about people getting ready to come out of college. There's really, with our kids, there's nothing really in school that teaches them like budgeting and things like that. What's a good place to start with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I remember I went to Troy High School, and the most I had with anything close to a personal finance thing was accounting, and that basically just teaches you, how to balance a checkbook and how a balance sheet works, I guess. But it really doesn't give you into personal finance and saving. But there's a couple great websites that I kind of refer to. One is Udemy.com, UDEMY, and the other one is the Khan Academy. The Khan Academy is a free-to-learn internet site, but it has classes on there from personal finance to computer programming. But they have some great personal finance courses that are free that I really recommend everyone to take a look at, because it kind of gets you a feel for how to save and what personal finance actually is.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we'll put those links up on the blog today too, at 995theriver.com. The other thing I wanted to touch on too real quick, I'm going to try to find some things where people can maybe save a couple of dollars here and there, and then put it into a savings or something. I've got 11 ways to reduce your utility bills on the blog as well. So maybe that'll help out a little bit. So just little things you can do, like that'll add up over time. Washing your clothes in cold water, or not putting big pots in the dishwasher, and things you can do now before the heating season starts.
And I think that's huge too. And one that I don't follow, but I think is very important, is the last one is cook strategically. Look how much we spend on eating out, and when it's so much cheaper to just make something at your home. I think that's a huge one, and I wish I followed that one a little bit more.
Sounds like we got a plan. We got a plan anyway. We can start there.
Yeah, and I'd also say too is if you do have the opportunity to save through work, just make sure that you're taking advantage, if you can, of your company match. If your company matches up to 6%, if you're putting into a 401k or deferred comp, I would just try and definitely take advantage of that. And then one that I think works really well for me is right when I get paid, I put money into a separate account right away that I can't really touch unless I have to jump through some hoops. So, I think it's really important. A lot of people save at the end and just save what's left over. I think it's important to, save at the beginning of your paycheck. Put it away into an account that you can't see, and use that as an emergency fund or a way to save as well.
I really appreciate the input today, Aaron. Where can we find out more about Fagan Associates?
At FaganAsset.com, and you can go on our website. If you have any questions too, you can email us. Our email address is on that website. It's investment@FaganAssociates.com. So, if you have any questions that you just want to shoot our way, we're more than happy to help anyone out.
Oh, excellent. I appreciate it, and we'll put those links that we were talking about earlier up there right now at 995theriver.com. Thanks, Aaron. We'll talk to you next week.
Great. Thanks a lot, Randy.
Thank you.